Captain Aaron stared at the blinking lights of the control panel, his hands steady but his mind restless. The deep space mission had been quiet for days, almost unnervingly so. The crew of the Vanguard had grown accustomed to the hum of the engines, the quiet chatter in the comms, and the endless stretches of stars outside the reinforced glass. But this calm was about to shatter. A sudden flash of light in the corridor caught his attention. He turned sharply, reaching instinctively for his sidearm. The light wasn't coming from a standard ship console or an emergency beacon. It was something alive. Before anyone could react, a figure appeared. 1 second the hallway was empty, the next there she was, not human. Her skin shimmered faintly, reflecting the ship's sterile lights like liquid metal. Her movements were quick and deliberate, yet oddly graceful, as if she knew exactly how to avoid every camera, every sensor. Lieutenant Kara, standing near the entrance to the corridor, gasped. "Captain, she's just there." Her voice trembled. Aaron held up a hand. "Everyone stay calm, do not approach, assess." The alien, whatever she was, looked around the corridor with wide, curious eyes. They were not hostile eyes, but neither were they friendly. They were observing, calculating, learning. Aaron's heart pounded. Humans had never encountered anything like this beyond distant signals and grainy holograms. And now one was right here, inside his ship. The alien suddenly leapt with startling speed and landed silently on the deck. Her agility was unnerving. It reminded Aaron of the reports from other starships. Aliens of this type could move almost as if they were floating, faster than human reflexes could track. But why here? "Why now?" Kara spoke again, her voice barely audible. "Captain, she's scanning something, the controls." Aaron took a careful step forward. "She won't understand our technology. Stay back. Give her space." The alien moved toward the main control panel. Instead of breaking anything, her fingers, or whatever she used to manipulate, glided over the buttons with astonishing precision. The screen flickered, then began showing patterns, shapes, and symbols none of the crew recognized. Dr. Fenn, the ship's xenobiologist who had just arrived from the medbay, whispered in awe, "She's decoding our systems. How is that even possible?" Aaron kept his voice firm, though inside he felt a mix of fear and fascination. "Contact. Try to communicate. No sudden moves." The alien turned her head as if she understood him, then produced a low, resonant hum. The sound vibrated through the deck, deep and melodic like a combination of wind and metal. Fenn's eyes widened. "That's a language or some form of communication. Incredible." "She's intelligent." The crew held their breath. They had been trained for alien contact, but nothing had prepared them for this. An alien appearing suddenly, inside a human ship, manipulating technology in ways no human could. Aaron stepped closer, keeping his hands open and visible. "I am Captain Aaron of the Vanguard. We mean no harm. Can you understand me?" The alien paused. Then, slowly, deliberately, she raised a hand and touched the main console. Lines of light spread across the surface, forming a new pattern. A holographic map appeared above it, star systems, routes, and symbols that matched none of human navigation charts. Fenn's voice was almost a whisper. "She's showing us the paths through uncharted space. She knows this region. She can guide us." Kara frowned. "Captain, can we trust her? How do we know she isn't leading us into danger?" Aaron considered this. Trust was always earned, not assumed, but the situation was extraordinary. "We don't have a choice. She is already aboard." "But we proceed carefully." The alien suddenly moved closer to Aaron. Her head tilted, studying him with intense curiosity. There was no aggression in her movements, but there was a palpable energy, an aura that made every crew member feel tense yet mesmerized. "Do you want something?" Aaron asked cautiously. "Are you lost, or are you here on purpose?" She hummed again. The sound seemed to fill the room, almost vibrating inside their chests. Then, with a sudden movement, she turned and sprinted toward the ship's central core. The crew froze. Aaron's instincts screamed at him to stop her, but Fenn shook his head. No, she's not attacking. She's interfacing with the core itself. The central core was the heart of the Vanguard, controlling energy, navigation, and life support. Only someone with a deep understanding of the ship, or something far beyond human, could manipulate it without catastrophic results. Aaron exhaled slowly. Keep your distance. Observe. Learn. Minutes passed, tense and silent. The alien's movements were mesmerizing, precise, swift, purposeful. The core responded to her touch. Lights pulsed in patterns never seen before. Then, as suddenly as she had begun, she stopped. She looked at Aaron once more. The hum returned, this time slightly higher, almost like a question. And then she stepped back, away from the core. Fenn finally spoke, awe-stricken. She's showing us something. Not just knowledge, but a path. A mission we could never have found on our own. Aaron nodded slowly. Then we follow carefully, but first we need to understand her, and why she chose our ship. As the alien turned to face the crew, the entire bridge seemed to hold its breath. She was no longer a mysterious intruder. She was a guide, a puzzle, and perhaps a key to a part of the galaxy humans had never dreamed of. Outside, stars shimmered. Inside, the hum of the alien filled every corner, a new rhythm added to the heartbeat of the Vanguard. And Captain Aaron knew one thing: nothing would ever be the same again. The Vanguard sailed through the black void of space, its engines humming softly as it followed a path unlike any charted before. The alien, whom the crew had started calling Lyra for lack of a proper name, moved through the ship with a fluid grace that fascinated and unnerved everyone. She no longer hid but stayed just ahead, as if guiding them silently. Captain Aaron studied the holographic map she had projected from the central core. Star systems stretched in a tangled web, many of them unknown to humans. Some glowed faintly, pulsing with light patterns that seemed alive. Lyra had shown them how to navigate these systems safely, avoiding dangerous asteroid belts and energy storms. Still, trust had to be earned. Lieutenant Kara glanced nervously at the crew. "Captain, are we really supposed to follow her blindly? What if it's a trap?" Aaron shook his head. "We follow, but carefully, observe everything. Humans are good at thinking ahead, that's why we survive." Dr. Fenn studied Lyra closely. "She isn't just guiding us through space. She's teaching us something. Look at the way she manipulates the systems. It's almost as if she can communicate through the ship itself." As the ship moved, Lyra approached the observation deck. Her luminous eyes scanned the stars outside, and for the first time she paused, almost as if she were absorbing the patterns of the galaxy. Fenn whispered, "She's reading the universe, not just our ship. Incredible." Suddenly the ship shuddered. Alarms blared. A massive field of debris, unlike anything the crew had encountered before, appeared directly ahead. Asteroids, energy fragments, and unknown crystalline objects moved with chaotic precision, forming a deadly barrier. "Evasive maneuvers," Aaron shouted, gripping the control panel. The ship tilted sharply, engines pushing at full power. The crew held on, but the debris moved faster than expected, closing in from all directions. Lyra reacted instantly. She sprinted along the deck, her hands gliding over consoles, activating systems that no human had thought possible. Lights flickered and energy shields shimmered to life, bending around the ship in patterns that seemed improvised but perfect. Kara watched in disbelief. "Captain, she's controlling the shields herself." Aaron nodded, astonished. "Yes, and she's saving us." The debris crashed against the shield with a force that shook the ship. Sparks flew from panels and warning lights flashed red. Yet somehow, the Vanguard moved through the storm unharmed. Lyra's movements were almost a dance, her attention split between multiple systems at once. After what felt like hours but was only minutes, the ship emerged on the other side. Silence fell. The crew stared at the alien, their fear replaced with awe. Fenn stepped forward. "She just did something no human could do. She saved the ship and us." Aaron lowered his hands from the console, voice calm but firm. Humans are resourceful. We adapt, we survive. But she's something else entirely. Lyra turned to face the crew. This time her gestures were deliberate, almost instructive. She moved toward a small console and projected a hologram of a planet glowing in amber light. Streams of energy flowed across its surface, like rivers of light, moving in intricate patterns. Fenn gasped. That planet, it's alive, or at least something inside it is controlling those energy flows. Aaron studied the map. We have to investigate. Humans are explorers. We need to see what's there. The ship entered orbit around the planet. From above, it looked peaceful, soft amber clouds swirling gently over vast continents. But the energy patterns on the surface told another story. Something powerful and intelligent was active, moving below the clouds. Lyra pointed at a location on the map, then at the crew. Her gestures were clear. This was the place they had to reach. She moved to the airlock, signaling the crew to prepare. Kara hesitated. "Captain, are we ready to land? What if it's dangerous?" Aaron smiled faintly. "Humans are brave. We face danger every day. But we plan and we adapt. That's what makes us strong." The landing was rough. The Vanguard descended through the amber clouds, turbulence rocking the ship. Lyra remained calm, her body almost seeming to merge with the ship's energy systems. Sparks of light followed her movements, illuminating the interior with soft glows. Once on the surface, the crew exited cautiously. The ground beneath them pulsed with light, almost like it was breathing. The air was thick, filled with scents humans had never smelled before, sweet and metallic at the same time. Lyra moved ahead, her eyes scanning the terrain. Fenn whispered, "She knows this place, she understands it. That's why we followed her safely through space." Aaron nodded. "Humans have the ability to learn quickly, and we adapt. That's why we survive. Now let's see what she's showing us." As they followed Lyra, strange creatures moved in the distance, shapes of light and shadow, seemingly part of the planet itself. Yet none approached aggressively. Lyra communicated with them through hums and gestures. The crew realized that she wasn't just guiding them through space. She was teaching them a new way to interact with the universe itself. Hours passed as they explored. Lyra led them to a massive crystalline structure rising from the ground, pulsing with energy. Fenn approached cautiously. "It's like a living computer, maybe the planet's consciousness." "Incredible." Lyra placed her hands on the structure. Light flowed from her into it, and the patterns on the surface shifted, forming symbols that the humans could understand. It was a message or a lesson. Aaron stepped closer. "We need to understand this. Humans can solve problems no one else can. We think creatively, we adapt to anything. That's why we're here. That's why she chose us." The structure began to respond to the humans themselves. Holographic pathways opened, showing locations of resources, safe passages, and hidden dangers across the planet. Lyra stepped back, watching the humans interact with what she had unlocked. Fenn's eyes shone with excitement. "She's teaching us, but she's letting us do the work. Humans will always find solutions when challenged." Kara smiled faintly. "It's inspiring. She trusts us to be clever. That's what humans are good at, thinking, learning, adapting." As the crew explored further, they realized the planet was filled with wonders. Energy fields that could power entire cities, creatures that could communicate through light, and landscapes that defied physics. Lyra guided them safely, but it was humanity's ingenuity that solved puzzles, opened pathways, and uncovered secrets. At the end of the day, as the crew gathered around a glowing energy source, Aaron looked at Lyra. "Humans are capable of great things. We survive, we adapt, we explore. And with you guiding us, we can do even more." Lyra's eyes shimmered. The hum she produced was softer now, almost approving. She had shown them the first part of her world, but there was still more to discover. And she had chosen humans to see it first. Aaron knew this journey was only beginning. Humans had survived countless dangers before, relied on their intelligence, courage, and adaptability. Now, in partnership with this incredible being, they would face challenges no human had ever encountered and emerge stronger than ever. The planet glowed under the light of its amber sky, the air thick with energy that seemed alive. Captain Aaron and his crew followed Lyra deeper into the crystalline structures. Every step revealed something new, a pulsing wall that acted like a door, creatures made of light that shimmered and moved in harmony, and pathways that shifted like rivers of glass. The humans had never seen anything like it, and yet, with careful observation and teamwork, they adapted quickly. Aaron kept his crew focused. Remember, humans survive by thinking, not just reacting. Observe, analyze, and act together. Kara nodded, her eyes scanning the surroundings. Even in this alien place, they relied on patterns and logic as humans always did. The further they ventured, the more intense the planet's energy became. Pulses of light streaked across the sky, moving faster than any human-made vehicle could. Fenn examined the readings with fascination. This energy, it's alive, almost conscious. If we're not careful, it could overwhelm us. Suddenly, the ground shook violently. The crystal pathways cracked, and a wave of energy surged toward them. The crew stumbled, but Lyra moved swiftly, her form almost blurring as she redirected the energy through her connection with the planet. Sparks of light arced around her, shielding the humans. Aaron shouted, "Stay close. Observe how she interacts with it." Fenn studied Lyra's technique. She's not just controlling it, she's negotiating with it, teaching us how to adapt. Using Lyra's example, Aaron instructed his crew. Humans think, we plan, work together. We can survive this. Kara adjusted the ship's portable energy shields, synchronizing them with the planet's pulse. Slowly, they managed to stabilize their surroundings. After the initial tremor, they reached a massive chamber in the heart of the crystalline structure. Towering walls of translucent crystal rose above them, each facet reflecting streams of colored light. At the center floated a sphere, glowing intensely, radiating power that could fuel entire worlds. Fenn approached cautiously. This is the planet's core. It's conscious. It responds to energy, intelligence, and intention. Lyra touched the sphere, and patterns of light cascaded across the chamber, forming shapes the humans could decipher, symbols of balance, energy flow, and paths to harmony. The crew realized that this core wasn't just alive, it was teaching them, guiding them to understand and interact with an intelligence far greater than their own. Aaron stepped forward, voice steady. Humans solve problems by thinking, by acting together. We adapt, we learn, we survive. Let's show it what we can do. Using the knowledge Lyra had shown them, the crew worked as one. Kara adjusted energy conduits, Fenn interpreted the core's patterns, and Aaron coordinated their actions. They guided the planet's energy, directing it safely through the chamber, stabilizing volatile flows that could have destroyed the structure. The core responded. Its light pulsed in harmony with their efforts, illuminating hidden pathways and revealing secrets within the planet. The humans realized that they were not just surviving, they were learning a new way to interact with life itself. Hours passed, and they faced more challenges. Energy surges threatened to destabilize the chamber, strange creatures blocked their path, and puzzles of light and pattern demanded careful thought. But each time, humanity's strength, its creativity, courage, and teamwork, proved stronger than the unknown forces. At one point, a massive energy creature emerged from the shadows, moving with astonishing speed. Its form shifted constantly, making it impossible to predict. The humans froze, unsure how to respond. Lyra stepped forward, her body glowing, and hummed a resonant tone that calmed the creature. Fenn whispered, "She's communicating, but humans can contribute too." Aaron nodded. "We observe, we act, we adapt. That's what humans do." Using the patterns they had learned from Lyra and the core, the humans created a synchronized sequence of lights and movements. The creature mirrored them, its energy calming as it integrated with the humans' rhythm. It shifted away, allowing the crew to proceed deeper into the chamber. By nightfall, the humans had reached a central platform, a place of immense power. The energy sphere hovered above it, pulsing with a steady glow. Lyra moved beside Aaron, her presence calm yet commanding. The crew understood that this was the culmination of their trial, an opportunity to demonstrate humanity's unique abilities. Aaron looked at his team. "We've faced danger, uncertainty, and the unknown. Humans survive because we think, we adapt, and we never give up. Together we can face anything, even a living planet." Working in perfect coordination, the humans activated the platform. Energy flowed from the core, responding to their actions. Lyra guided them silently, but it was humanity's intelligence and ingenuity that allowed the energy to stabilize fully. The chamber glowed brighter than ever, a sign that the planet accepted them. Fen smiled in awe. "We did it. Humans did it. With her guidance, but through our own skills." The chamber fell silent, the energy flowing steadily and safely. The humans had learned, adapted, and survived. They had faced challenges no one else could, proving their unique strength and resilience. Aaron looked at Lyra. "Humans are capable of great things. We survive, we learn, and we adapt. You chose us because we can rise to the challenge. That's who we are." Lyra's eyes shimmered and she hummed softly. It was approval, recognition, and something deeper, trust. She had shown them the first part of her world, tested their courage, and allowed humanity to prove itself worthy. The crew gathered around the glowing platform, exhausted but exhilarated. They had faced an intelligent, unpredictable world and had survived through teamwork, observation, and creativity. Humanity had risen to the occasion, and in the process, they had forged a bond with a being far beyond their comprehension. Aaron took a deep breath. "This is just the beginning. Humans survive by thinking, by acting together, and by never giving up. With her guidance and our ingenuity, we can explore anything, overcome any challenge, and discover wonders no one else could reach." Outside, the amber sky pulsed gently, as if the planet itself had acknowledged their strength. Inside, the humans felt a profound sense of accomplishment. They had faced the unknown, adapted, and emerged victorious. And in that moment, Captain Aaron knew that humanity's potential was limitless. The Vanguard had proven itself, not just as a ship, but as a symbol of human ingenuity and courage. And Lyra, the mysterious guide, had shown that even in the vast unknown, humans could rise to challenges, survive, and thrive. Together, they had begun a journey that would reshape their understanding of the galaxy and the universe itself. As the humans and Lyra prepared to leave the planet, Aaron looked out at the stars. "The universe is full of mysteries, but humans will face them all." And with that, the Vanguard lifted off, its engines glowing, carrying the crew and humanity's spirit into the endless, exciting, and unknown expanse of space.